Hello, welcome back. Today's video I'm going to be reviewing or reacting to a video by the YouTuber Unnatural Vegan, and the title of the video is Sniper Wolf is actually basic and that vegan teacher is wrong too. So I searched this up because I cannot find my own video on my other account. So I was like, let me just type the exact same title into my thing. And then I found this video like 2 days ago and I briefly watched it a little bit and then I decided to make a reaction video to it so I can actually debate maybe. And the video is not bad. Like from my first um experience of it. I did not remember most of the things that she said, but I do remember that she has some really amazing points and some meh points. And if you notice, today's face cam is way more clear than last time. And I'm actually in quarantine right now. So the last video that I made when the camera's not that good, I was in a quarantine hotel. Now I'm in another hotel. So it's actually kind of different in the background if you compare it, and it's more clear because there's actually a giant lamp next to it this time. So let's see what this lady has to say, and she's really formal too, like the way she speaks and everything. It's calming, unlike eating animal is wrong, Gordon Ramsay, you know. So we're not gonna talk about that. Let's just watch and see and listen what she has to say.
Eating meat just because you like the taste of eating meat or you don't find cows cute.
What good are cows if they don't give us milk? They ain't cute. You can't train them to do a trick.
That's the definition of self-absorbed. SS Sniper Wolf.
Uh, First of all, yes, Sniper Wolf did say like the cows are not cute, they can't do tricks, so we can eat them. I personally think that this argument itself is not completely correct and borderline actually kind of wrong to say things like this. And she is right. If you only eat meat because you find it delicious and there's no other reason for you to eat the meat at all, then of course it's wrong. But we do have a reason why we should eat meat. For example, beef. Beef has really high nutrients in it, like iron, vitamins that we really need for building bodies. Iron is good for our blood. Like in biology books, they even teach us young women who are on their period to eat more beef because it can give them more blood, give them more iron to build up hemoglobins in their blood, create more blood. So during their when they're on their period, when they're losing blood, it doesn't really have that big of an effect on their body. So that's not the whole reason why humans are eating beef. And if there is someone out there that actually think that the only reason why we're eating meat is because they taste good, that person has some kind of issues. But she did not mention that she only eat beef because she liked the taste of it. So I don't really think that can be used as an argument to say that Sniper Wolf is self-absorbed.
And that vegan teacher drama. Sure, why not? So unfortunately, my introduction to Sniper Wolf came from this video from Nerd City. It's a rather tasteful expose, mostly valid criticism, just talking about how mean she is to other people, particularly women.
Oh my god, that's not a model. That's a model. My left toe can be a model.
How hypocritical.
I really don't like how nowadays the cancel culture thing is happening to an extent where people are digging up videos from years ago, even like a decade ago, to prove that somebody is actually a piece of shit. But in reality, over like that long period of time, they've become a way better person. And from Sniper Wolf's videos recently, you can tell, like, I've been watching Leah for a while now, and at the beginning, she curses all over the place. She makes sexual jokes a lot. And yes, she did make some disgusting remarks and has some beef with people. But in the recent 2 years, I would say, three years even, you can see her development as a person as a whole. She doesn't curse on her channel anymore. She makes family friendly content most of the time. I won't say every single time. She has good relationship with friends. She cares for her dogs, and she always act like she's really happy in videos. So I don't understand the point of digging up people's past flaws and say, "Oh, we should cancel them." Like the same examples can be given are like Colleen Ballinger. You guys know Miranda Sings, like that that person that she created, the character she created. People also try to cancel her because like like what 10 years ago she made some like racist jokes, some like something like that. But in reality, right now, she's a fucking angel, right? So that is really distasteful to see how people are trying to dig up past informations just so they can label that person completely as an asshole because of the things that they did. Even criminals in real life, after they went to prison, after they get released, they decided to become a better person. People always dig up their past like prison record or the past things that they did and say that, oh, he's a criminal, don't talk to them and stuff like that. I really don't get that. Like people don't like to give other people chances. Like I don't understand. But let's keep going.
Critical she is when it comes to plastic surgery and photoshopping, that she criticizes women for doing this and yet engages in these activities herself. At least she used to. This video is from 2018, so hopefully she has changed since then.
She has. If you go to her Instagram pages, you can see Unnatural.
But if not, then I don't know. She and that vegan teacher probably have a lot in common, at least when it comes to being controversial and mean.
Y'all remember vegan teacher?
Plants don't feel pain. This girl is on cocaine.
Her TikTok hurts my brain.
She drives people insane.
This is a weird one to show, a weird way to start the video because plants don't feel pain. So, like,
I don't think the main reason why she started off the video like that is because she want to prove that plants feel pain. Like plants, obviously they cannot feel pain. They don't have nervous systems. But however, they do give out stress signals when they're stressed. You know. So basically, they do understand the surrounding of what the hell is happening to them. Like when their roots get teared, they do understand what is happening and they do give out stress signals. But it's just that you cannot hear it because we're humans and we're dumbasses. And I feel like the video why Leah started the video like that is because she wanted to prove that many people on the internet do not like the vegan teacher.
I don't know what Sniper Wolf believes, but there are people taking on this argument that like plants do feel pain.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people actually say that plants feel pain just so they can clap back. I don't even know how you can clap back with those nonsense against vegan activists. First of all, I feel like if you want to fight back something that's not logical, you should also use logical like explanations. And plants, they don't feel pain, so obviously that's just we throw that out of the gate right now. So those I cannot like. If we're talking about how plants can feel pain, then no, okay, I'm not one of those.
And actually, as a way to counter that vegan teacher or veganism on the whole, like taking on this obviously ridiculous position just because they can't handle the idea that veganism might.
I personally do not think anyone on earth in their right mind would actually go against veganism. The only thing that they're going against is vegan activists and vegan activism, protesting about things and vandalizing shops and restaurants because they don't serve vegan menus. Like this kind of thing that disrupts the entire society gets people pissed. But it's not because of like, oh my god, you only eat vegetables, like you don't eat any meat, like you're so lame. Like I don't, no one on earth should do that anyway.
be better, might be more ethical than a typical omnivore diet. This is the level of discourse we're dealing with. I don't want to put the blame for this on that vegan teacher. I think people have been making this stupid argument since, I don't know, probably since the term vegan was coined, but certainly she doesn't help. She's so incendiary, she's so aggravating that...
Period. We love a vegan that can actually say the truth.
People end up saying literally anything as a way to just counter literally anything she says. It's so annoying.
She has demonstrated in her videos, the way that she has reacted to me, that she is actually like deeply unkind.
Get used to all the jump cuts. This is something I guess that Sniper Wolf does, or whoever edits her videos, and so she has put that on that vegan teacher stuff. I'm sure it makes sense. People like shorter stuff, and the quicker you can get to the point, people really like that. But I'm an old now, and so watching it
Oh god, I'm not even old. Does that mean people are not gonna like my videos at all because they're so fucking long?
is like, it like almost makes my heart race. It's uncomfortable to watch, just that quick. No space for even a quick breath. Just go, 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 go. I can't.
Well, I mean, there's something for for everybody in the world, you know. So if it's not for you, then yeah, that sucks. But Sniper Wolf's channel is basically like a comedy channel, like a reaction channel. So those jump cuts are kind of, you know, a thing nowadays. But I do understand some people, they don't catch on that easily. So yeah.
I can't do it.
Somebody who is actually like evil.
I seriously doubt Sniper Wolf is evil. This is something I've criticized that vegan teacher, Miss Katie, for in past videos. This really childish view of morality. Most people in this country, in the world, consume animals and animal byproducts. Most people think it's a perfectly acceptable thing to do, maybe like neutral at worst. Not to sound full of myself, but it does take kind of a special type of person to go vegan, to stand up and say, no, it's not right. I don't care what society expects of me. I don't care. There won't be any repercussions for me continuing to eat animals. I know it's wrong to do so, and so I'm not going to do it. Most of us don't behave that way, at least when it comes to things that require effort to adopt, like veganism. Most of us would much rather just ignore the issue entirely. There's no societal pressure on Sniper Wolf or on most people to go vegan or vegetarian. And there's probably not very much internal pressure either, like there would be to like not murder someone or not mug someone, right? Those are things that most of us would not do, even if we could, even if there were like a purge scenario. We couldn't even bear the thought of like causing harm to someone.
Yeah, agree. I definitely do agree. Like, I personally think that veganism is something that people decide to do after they realize something. Like, I personally knows that um like a substantial amount of the animal industry is kind of fucked up. Yes, I do agree with that. But at the same time, if we don't do stuff like that, then we cannot, you know, fulfill our natural omnivorous kind. I don't know, omnivorous nature. So if humans are advanced in the brains, and we actually figure out ways to breed and get animal products way easier than back then when people need to hunt down animals, then I personally think that is actually a sign that the world is evolving more than more and more people realizing that this action is wrong. And yes, it might be kind of scary. Like when you think about it, we're actually killing lives to, you know, for our own benefits. But everything on Earth happens for a reason. So I don't like how vegans always say there's absolutely no reason. It's all excuses for you to eat animal products, use animal products. No, it's not an excuse. It's an actual reason. Like the thing I realized about vegan activists so much is that most of them really like to use the vocabulary excuse as a way to counter people. to tell people like the thing that like your entire thought process is an excuse for you to not go vegan, which is technically just a kind of brainwashing. And they always claim that the society, the education, or like stuff like that, like in schools and hospitals, they are brainwashing people in the society that eating meat is needed. Well, actually, eating meat is needed, but at the same time, you're also doing the same exact thing. You're trying to brainwash people into thinking that the natural thing humans do, which is wanting to get more animal products, it's wrong. So you can't be a hypocrite. No, I mean, you cannot call other people hypocritical unless you're also somewhat hypocritical. Just saying. I'm also hypocritical myself because I literally just say I know the animal thing is fucked up, but there's a reason for us to do it. I admit that, but I there's nothing we can do about that. Like I can guarantee you right now, no way in hell in the near future that veganism is taking over the world. Nope.
in that way. But when it comes to animals, they're far away, they're locked away. Sure, you can look up undercover footage online, but you can also just not do that. You can just ignore it, or you can convince yourself that you buy only happy meat. Eating animals in the way most of us eat them is so far removed from the suffering they endure. We can continue to eat animals without being confronted by the harm it causes. So Sniper will.
That is very true because no one is gonna show you pictures of dead, like of that exact dead animal on like the cellophane wraps on like meat and stuff, you know. It's and to be honest, I do know that's like in some really fancy places, like maybe Japan, like they have those A5 Wagyu beef, and then on the boxes they do have that baby cow's like really beautiful portrait on it. But in general, I feel like that is kind of fucked up, you know. But nothing we can do about it, you know. Like it, humans, like it's in our blood to kill animals and eat them for food. It's in our fucking blood. So of course our mind is not going to jump right in there unless you are so deeply, how do I say, like you're so deep in that concept that killing animals
Very
is so wrong, you know?
likely is not evil. She's average. She's like the average person who doesn't believe there's any real reason to change her behavior, right? Everyone else is doing it, or doesn't care enough to change her behavior.
Because I eat meat means I don't care about animals. Clearly, I care about my dogs. The short rib taco that was once a cow I ate prior to filming this video. You're right. That was a good taco. Wah. Maybe you're right.
Which I
That's basically talking about how when you're walking out on the street, like I'm talking like I'm trying to respond to Miss Katie, like how like she said that Leah doesn't care for animals at all. Like that's basically saying like if you walk out into the street and you see complete strangers that walk past you and you don't care for them at all, you don't say hi to them, that means that you don't care about human beings. Same exact logic. You only care for the people that you know, and you only care for people that are in critical conditions, like right in front of you, right? You're not gonna just randomly go around and see like, oh, look at that. If you have pets, of course you're gonna love your cats, you love your dogs, your hamsters and stuff like that. But if you're going out, if you see like a bird flying past, you couldn't care less. Why would you care, right? So that part, like vegan Karen, no, okay.
appreciate, honestly. It's really frustrating sometimes when people choose to deflect instead of just say what they really mean. So instead of just saying, I don't really care about farm animals that much, they'll talk about, veganism is unhealthy, or veganism is white privilege, actually. Not saying everyone who makes those arguments really just doesn't care.
Let's just say that stuff about like diet and shit. Let's not drag like race or like genders into it. Like, I feel like that's kind of stupid.
Care about animals, but sometimes it's obvious and it sucks because you have to keep going along with the ruse and pretending that what they're talking about is really what they care about. So when someone just comes out and says, I don't care about animals, it's like a breath of fresh air because you can move on to another argument. You don't have to keep focusing on animal welfare. You can just show them my video, which is specifically for people who don't care about animal welfare and why.
Oh, this is also one thing that I really want to talk about. I don't understand why people always say, if you love animals, don't eat them, don't kill them. I personally would not think of any reason why I would eat something that I hate. Have you ever hear people say like, "Oh my god, I hate cows so much, I'm gonna eat all of them"? No, like I love cows so much. That's why I love eating them. I'm not gonna be like, I hate spiders. I'm gonna get every spiders on earth and eat all of them. No, stay the fuck away from me, even if you're dead. So that is weird. Like that's a weird argument in general. Well, let's keep going.
They should still go vegan.
I treat people how they treat me. If you want to attack me, say all these horrible things about me, insult me, how do you expect me to be kind?
Go vegan and then she'll be nice, I guess. That seems to be her MO. Treat people like trash until they do what she says. I think she believes she has a lot more power over people than she actually does. Like,
I love that so much. That is so fucking true. Like, no one on earth should actually order people to do stuff. Not even parents. You should not be ordering your kids to do things. Let's just say that. No, nothing on earth should be ordering anybody. You should kindly ask for them to do something. You can tell them, but the way vegan teacher is doing it is by pushing everything down everybody's throat. And if you make them choke, they're gonna hate you because you almost killed them. Same logic there.
yes, people will respond, they'll even get mad, but that doesn't mean that she's influential in the way that she wants to be. I'm not going to say
I don't really personally think that she want to be influential in terms of like people would think that she's, oh my god, she's so nice. Nah, that's just bullshit. She obviously is doing it just for clout. Like it's not hard. It's not rocket science to find out.
100% that her method is unconvincing. I can't possibly know that. It is possible that yes, she's turning a lot of people away, but she's still convincing more people to go vegan than she's turning off. Or maybe even the people she's pissing off, maybe she's planting that little seed and then it leads them to go to other vegan sources, other more reasonable vegans, and they end up reducing animal products that way. But I seriously doubt it. The odds are not in her favor.
Yeah, like the fact that this lady right here even mentioned like maybe they after like they were gonna find more reasonable people, it's already a joke and a half. Like no one is going to do that. Like you're not gonna go burn people with water, like boiling hot water, and then they're gonna have like something like they're gonna develop a thing about boiling hot water and they're gonna go be like find like, oh, maybe less hot water so we can put our hands in it. Like no. That's not how it is.
All of the evidence we have on persuasion, on persuading people to change their behavior, even evidence specifically on like persuading people to reduce their meat consumption, to go vegan, it doesn't point to calling people who eat animals evil. It just doesn't.
What do I base that on is that this evening I was watching part of a video. When I watched them just now, it really struck me how cruel she is to talk about the animals in such a way as if they are just objects meant to be used, and that she actually truly thinks that.
Sniper Wolf does say in a previous video talking about eggs that, chickens are basically here to give us eggs.
The whole purpose of chickens laying eggs is so humans can eat them.
It's crap. It's a crap belief, but it's not an evil one unless you want to say that like...
Actually, I don't personally think that is a crap belief. I would actually want to know, like, why chicken lay eggs then? What are the eggs for if they're not fertilized? And where should they go? Because I personally cannot think of a reason why they're there. Like, do they just like roll down onto the floor and then like rot and then they become fertilizers or something like that? Because that seems like a fucking waste if it's just gonna roll over there. Like, what do you, like, throw the eggs into compost? Then I feel like that's not really that big of a difference than just simply eating them.
Like, a lot of people are evil because a lot of people are religious, and a lot of religious people, at least Christians, believe that God put animals on this earth for us.
I was taught animals were put on this planet to be eaten. That's how I was raised. And obviously you'd be like, but you wouldn't eat a dog. No. There are certain animals you will eat and some you won't.
It's not an evil belief, it's a basic one. She's a basic bitch, not an evil one.
Shows how
I, you know what? That is true and not true at the same time from Leah. Animals are on Earth. Some of them are, yes, they should be eaten. Some of them are not. Like, for example, animals that have that's like poisonous. Of course, no, they're not supposed to be eaten. But if human development, like, for this long period of time, even going through like mass extinctions before, like we're even in the mass extinctions right now, if we're not eating them, I mean, if we're eating them over and over again, if we're doing that for so many fucking years now, why are the most common ones not like extinct yet? Or even like the ones that are not common, like venison. I don't think they're like boars, mountain boars. They're all over the goddamn place in the mountain. Like, they're not going extinct. Some of the animals are supposed to be in because they are literally getting hunted by humans. Like, when humans are like firstly recorded on of them being on Earth. So hunting is something that is in humans' blood, and eating them is actually part of the food cycle, the food net. So I like, if you were talking at like a biological sense, then we can already prove that human eating animal products is, and like using animal products is somewhat normal.
how narcissistic and how self-absorbed this person is.
I think she's using the wrong words. I'm narcissistic and self-absorbed because I eat meat.
Narcissistic, this is just a pet peeve. It has a particular definition. It's a clinical term. It's a personality disorder. It's not just like something that you equate with self-absorbed or selfish. They're not the same thing. So that's a little annoying. I don't know. People use depressed all the time, even though that actually has a thing. It's a thing with meaning, and that doesn't bother me so much. I'm just seeing everyone's a narcissist now, and it's really obnoxious. Although I wouldn't be...
I don't personally think that the depressed thing can be used as like a comparison with the word narcissist, because depressed, this word generally means sad, and somebody that has depression, the word depression is a disorder, but they are just words, but they have different meanings. One is an adjective that describes somebody as sad, and the other one is a disorder that means that disorder makes people depressed. So that is not really linking. Like, they have similar meanings. Like, depression causes depressedness. Is that how you say it? I don't really know. Well, but narcissist is something that is like completely standalone. Like, if you're a narcissist, you're a narcissist. You don't need depression for you to be depressed. When something devastating happens, you can be depressed, but you don't have depression. You can live a very happy life, like maybe a day later.
Be surprised if it is higher represented, like here on YouTube. If there are a lot of people on YouTube who could actually be diagnosed with narcissism, that would not surprise me at all. But
yeah, actually, the world is turning to shit nowadays. More and more people are getting stupid, especially for some TikTokers out there. Like, when they get to a certain place, they think that they are so fucking good. Like, they start acting like complete narcissists. That's like a Kanye West effect. Like, going all over the goddamn place on the internet now.
in terms of being selfish or
Even Karens, I think, are narcissistic.
self-absorbed for eating meat, yeah, Sniper Wolf is being selfish. Most of us do not have to eat animals to be healthy. I have a whole video on some exceptions for those interested, but the vast majority of us can be vegan and be perfectly healthy. Eating meat just because you like the taste of eating meat.
So this is the intro part. I already said something about this already, so I'm just gonna quickly go through
Or
this.
you don't taste buds and convenience and puts that over the lives of non-human animals. That's the definition of selfish.
It's really not convenient. Like if you think about it, humans need to build like the giant slaughterhouses, they need to build machines, they need to build like lots of shit, they need to hire so many people, they need to do so many procedures, they need to pasteurize everything, they need to just make everything clean, they need to then put it on the market, and then they need to sell it, they need to do testing to see that if there are any parasites in them, and then they need to like import them, export them. It's really not convenient to produce animal products. It's only convenient that we're going to the market to grab them and paying for them. But in general, if we're saying we eat meat because it's convenient, no, we need to think about all sources of the meat, where it's coming from, you know? Especially if there are people that are living out like more towards the rural area and they hunt, then it's not convenient also. So there's no actual convenient way to get like getting meat. Animal products, on the other hand, I mean, you still need to build places to contain them. Still need to check for stuff. It's in generally not convenient.
Most people are very selfish when it comes to what we eat. Hopefully that will change in the near future. It is interesting how openly she says that she doesn't care about cows, that she only cares about some animals. But then when someone calls her selfish, she balks at that. Like that's a problem. I don't know. I find it really interesting how brains work.
Everything in her path.
Humans do have a tendency to defend themselves when something is happening. I don't know what the hell is happening on my phone screens. Shit is going on. But Leah is trying to use like comedic kind of way to like you can tell when Leah is like joking or like when she's being serious. So I'm not going to go into detail of that, but I'm just gonna say the way she is speaking, I personally do not think can be say like selfish. But of course, in vegans' mind, anybody that do eat meat are selfish. So yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
Is either something that she is going to use or it's useless. Get rid of it. That's how she feels. And I just find that that's just horrible.
That's true. If something is useful, you use it. If something is useless, you get rid of it. Saying it like it's a bad thing. Do you keep useless things? I got a useless things drawer.
So I think she's just trying to be funny here, talking about junk drawer and whatever. But I mean, it's kind of. She said she doesn't care about certain animals. She doesn't care about cows. Assuming she's not just going on the defensive and giving this like I don't give a shit attitude because she feels cornered, like assuming she actually means she doesn't care about cows, then she wouldn't care if they just didn't exist, right? I mean, she only cares about them because of their utility, because they're tasty to her. So if she like couldn't eat them anymore, presumably she wouldn't care if like people just killed them for no reason. Right? I mean, then they're useless to her, so you get rid of them. That's beyond, I think, what most people believe. I don't think most people believe in unnecessary killing. It's like killing animals for food.
I personally think that most people don't believe in unnecessary killing is because those are actually not unnecessary. That's the whole point of us like standing up for like meat eaters. Because the whole point of us getting meat is because we need the nutrients in the meat, and we're omnivores. That's just nature. I've said that so many times already. Like everything that happens right now, right here, is completely natural. Like you go to poo, you go to shit, you need to take showers. When you go outside, it's hot, you sweat, and then after you sweat, they dry, and then you drink water, and then after the water, you get more sweat, and then you pee again. Like this is complete natural stuff. Just like humans need to eat vegetables, um, the same food from both herbivores and carnivores. It's complete natural. I don't understand why people think that it's unnecessary for a human to eat meat and get like animal products.
Unnecessary evil. You don't just kill animals just because we're not going to eat them. I mean, I would be surprised if she's actually thought any of this through and has actually thought through saying like, I don't care about animals. This is the problem with responding to, well, most people, right? I mean, most people don't think through their beliefs very much at all. It's entirely possible she can say, I don't care about animals, but then would cringe at the idea of just killing them because we're not using them. Do you know what I mean?
That is very true. Like, if we don't care about them, then we also would not care for them if they just randomly vanish and like they just start burning, like spontaneously combusting right in front of us. So I personally do not think that Leah do not care for the animals. I feel like she just said that because she wanted to respond to that vegan teacher in more of a straightforward way. But the form of word that she used is wrong. But at the same time, she did said that in some form of way she does lack empathy. Sometimes she does not care about some things. So maybe that actually is the case. Like if a random animal in front of her that she do not care just randomly blow up, splatter blood all over the goddamn place, maybe she wouldn't she wouldn't care. But I mean, we cannot say anything at all, right?
Most people seem to have no idea what they actually believe about most things.
A lot of people have empathy, but it only extends to when it's convenient for them.
It appears I have found something in common between the both of us. I never really talk about this because I feel like there's something wrong with me, where to some degree I lack empathy. There
That's the exact thing that I just mentioned.
are a lot of things I don't care about, things I probably should care about that I don't.
Empathy is a spectrum, and having too little or too much is a problem. And again, I appreciate her honesty here.
Very true.
This is not something that most people would ever admit, would ever talk about. And also, again, check out my video. There are many reasons to be vegan that have nothing to do.
If you guys want to go check out that video and maybe debate or like agree with the points and disagree with some points, feel free to do so. I personally do think that her videos are actually entertaining, and it's actually something that you can actually watch to think about. And she seems like one of those people that you can actually debate with them without you ever being called some names and like ever getting insulted. Just like how if you're trying to debate with the vegan teacher, she's gonna yell at your face and maybe throw bananas on your face,
To do with animals.
And then there are people like Vegan Teacher who pretend to have empathy, pretend to care, when really you're lying to yourself.
I don't know why she thinks that. I mean, people really just want to see anyone they don't like as lying, right? As being a liar. I guess that's it. That vegan teacher is obnoxious, but I have no reason to think that she's being dishonest about her care for animals.
I don't think in that case she's actually talking about how a vegan teacher does not care for animals. I think she's saying she does not have empathy. And that empathy is actually, I think it should be applied to other human beings, other than her like other animals. I absolutely believe that the vegan teacher, the vegan Karen right there, actually do care for the animals. If she's making like a whole fuss about it, she does do it, but she just does it in a very, very, very wrong way. Like even making her dog vegan, like no, let's not do that.
Also, this woman does not have a drop of empathy for other humans. She even made a video called "When the Twin Towers Came Down, Many Animal Eaters Died. Was this a good or bad thing?" The fact that you even mention that shows your lack of empathy for humans.
No, it really doesn't. The video itself, if you watch it, is really stupid. And again, just showcases that vegan teacher's childishness when it comes to morality.
Actually, yes, the video is very, very stupid and wrong. So I have to disagree with her right here that she thinks that it doesn't mean that she doesn't have empathy for human beings, because I like even for you mentioning stuff like that, it's just no. You don't speak of stuff like that. Especially you're saying it in a way that you're somewhat mocking the whole situation. When the Twin Towers go down, many animal eaters die. Is that good or bad? No. Okay, no. We don't do that. That's basically like if like using her fucking logic, we can just say during the Holocaust, many animal eaters died. Does that mean like it's good or bad? And yet you're using the Holocaust to describe and the animal industry right now. So that's ironic. Let's just say that it contradicts itself. So let's not do that. Like you don't take unfortunate events of humans and reflect it on animals. That's the exact same thing, like at how like vegan teacher, vegan Karen right here always talk about how like, oh, you're black. Do you know how your ancestors are treated back then, like decades ago? That's how animals are treated right now. You don't say stuff like that. Like that's just disturbing. That's just fucked up. You don't do it. You don't say it. You like even if you're right, you don't say something like that. That's like basically talk like using the race to force them into thinking that they're treating animals the way that they are nah, 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 nah. And then you know you know what I mean. It's just wrong, okay? Wrong.
her and this other vegan, but
Where's the Donald Trump mean? Wrong.
just asking questions or creating hypotheticals, things like that, does not show lack of empathy.
That does not sound like a normal question to me. That sounds more like a thing that she already think. Oh, I personally think that is a good idea because she literally made a video talking about Sniper Wolf and saying that if she doesn't wake up and not like in the next morning, she wouldn't care and she would be actually kind of happy. That kind of fucked up thing that she even mentioned is kind of reflective. It's very reflective. It kind of reflects on how she thinks about the whole Twin Tower thing. No, let's just say that. No. Even George Floyd, you know, the Black Lives Matter thing, like the man being kneeled on the neck. Miss Karen right there claimed that when she saw that on the news, she was crying her eyes out, and immediately she wrote a song using him as an example of saying how animals are getting stepped on and like kneeled on and they can't breathe. So you're using George Floyd, a person that literally just got killed because of his race and because of a fucking disgusting cop, and you're reflecting that on the animals. So are you trying to say that that poor man, the poor gentleman, is an animal? You're using the word Holocaust to describe the animal industry. Are you trying to say that all the people that died in the Holocaust are animals? Like I'm saying, like humans are animals, of course. I'm talking about like the animals that we eat. So let's not get that confused. I don't want people going around like, "Yeah, but humans are also animals." Like, no, just fuck off. If you're really trying your best to debate what I'm saying, you know, it's just annoying. You know, like like don't describe animals like don't describe humans as animals. That's disrespectful. Like the thing that we're doing to animals already disrespectful. Don't use it on humans to disrespect both the animal and the human. Like you're making it worse.
I think wanting to better understand morality or how we think about the world, that's a good thing. We can imagine a scenario where
It's not a good thing if you're literally using a fucking horrible, unfortunate event to mock the entire situation. So I I have to disagree with this section of the video right here.
1,000 lives were lost, but 1,001 lives were saved, right? It sounds really silly. It's ultimately the trolley problem, which makes everyone uncomfortable, but is really important because morality is ultimately a numbers game, no matter how uncomfortable it makes people feel, no matter how uncomfortable it makes basic bitches feel.
That I agree with, but I don't think that if she put that with like the empathy, the Twin Tower thing, like they clash. Like that bullshit thing that she just said, plus the good thing that she just said, make the entire thing like smell like it's spoiled. But the second half of her argument, saying like, what did she just say
Really
again?
important because morality is
Morality.
ultimately a numbers game,
Morality is a numbers game.
no matter how uncomfortable it makes people feel, no matter how uncomfortable it makes basic bitches feel.
That's on period. Yes. But after you say it with like the Twin Towers argument, it just makes the entire thing seems low, you know?
Again, not defending the video, it's stupid, but asking questions, creating scenarios in an attempt to better understand the world we live in is never stupid.
But what's up with vegan teacher? Does she have friends? Does she have family? To me, it seems like she's by herself all day with infinite time on her hands. Like she has all day to record these videos, make all these TikToks, to react to all these videos. I thought daily uploading was difficult. You know, it's evil, heartless, and cold as you think I am. I have people I care about. I have people I love. I'm surrounded by a very good group of people.
That's a real long-winded way of saying you think she's a loser.
I mean, what? You know?
I mean, that's what that whole section came down to. You think she's a loser. Okay, good job.
I do gotta say, she does have this kind of subtle humor in her, and you know what?
Would I care if somebody like her never woke up? Honestly, no. I wouldn't. I think the world would be better without somebody like Leah. SS Sniper Wolf, if you're watching this, if you don't wake up tomorrow, it won't bother me at all. And in fact, honestly, I would be kind of happy.
Another good job. You really look like the wise, compassionate one here, Katie.
Exactly.
Nice.
I think this woman is actually insane. She made a video replying to Tommy in it.
Tommy, the nice vegan girls don't want to see your buttons. But if you want them to play with your buttons...
Nope. What the fuck?
These are also stuff that I've already covered in my first video, so we're also not gonna make more comments on it. But let's just say that this part of the video is talking about how that vegan teacher is stupid. Okay.
Oh,
that's cute.
Change your religion like you change your underwear.
If your religion says to eat meat, it's gotta go. Sorry. So not only is she stupid, also disrespectful, and just overall an insane person.
I already commented on this one a while ago. It's incendiary again, but she is right. God doesn't exist, so just choose the religion that's the most compassionate.
I agree and disagree. Like, let's say that. I don't agree with the thing that she said that God does not exist, because it's not scientifically proven that they exist, but it's also not scientifically debunked that they don't exist. You know, just like ghosts. You know, like like people catch ghosts all the time, and like scientifically, it's not proven that ghosts exist, but you also cannot debunk that they do not exist. Does that make sense? Did I just botch the entire sentence right there? You get the idea of what I'm saying, but you know.
But again, like, why even say it in the first place? You're just pissing people off and confusing them. I think a lot of people don't even understand the point she's trying to make, so just don't do it.
Actually, yeah. If a religious person that does not know she even exists in the first place, and then she saw that video, they're gonna get hella pissed. Even if they already know who she is, and then they randomly just be like, you know, if they see the video, they see her as a joke. If you're religious and you hear that, you will get pissed. Just like that person that had a feud with her a few months ago, I think, called John Robert Bell. But I don't really want to talk about him anymore, because he is kind of... He does have issues himself too, right? Like, he is... Like, yeah, but from his videos, we can see that he's obviously pissed because his religion is being disrespected. And the way she say God do not exist, like right here, also is disrespectful. And then immediately she said, like, you should not even mention that in the first place. Like, you know that, but why do you mention it? You know? It's kinda weird.
Plus, you can absolutely be Christian or really like any religion, follow any religion, and be vegan.
Yes. Actually, yes. No one ever said that you're like. I don't think there's any religion on earth that is actually requiring you to eat meat, right? I'll have to do some research on that, but I personally cannot think of anything. Like, even if you're a Christian, no one, like Jesus, do not force people to eat meat. No, he doesn't. He give people like wine and fish, but you don't have to eat the fish. Just drink the wine, you know?
It seems like, I mean, if she really has to bring religion into it, it makes a lot more sense to, say, point out passages from the Bible that support veganism. But that takes actual effort and care and knowledge of various religious texts. And that vegan teacher has made it pretty clear she would much rather write a stupid song that pisses people off or I'm sorry, disrupt society than actually try to meet people
I love her
where they're
sarcasm, the way she speaks. Like she's she obviously has a really nice way of uh, like expressing her words. Not like me. I stutter all the fucking time, even though I know what I'm trying to say. Ugh, but mm, I like her. I like her. I like the way
at
she speaks.
and be helpful.
I am here on social media to disrupt society, to get people to talk about the animals. That's why I'm here. I am not here to get any specific people vegan, because I don't think that that's my real job.
I understand, but you're saying you want to piss people off. You want people to talk about veganism. There are so many other insightful and more useful vegan pages that people can go to promote veganism. The way she's doing it, she's kind of like shoving it down your throat. She does it in a way that pushes people away even further. And maybe that's the only way for her to get noticed on the internet.
I think that's a pretty good point, actually. I wonder if on
That is a very, very good point. That basically just describes the entire personality that vegan Karen is. So,
some level that vegan teacher knows this is how she can be successful, right? She's not charming like Tabitha Brown. She doesn't have the production value like, say, Pick Up Limes. If you don't have a winning...
I did not press the right